You know, the Compassionate Party is about finding compassionate solutions. And usually they tend to be the more intelligent solutions. Let's just look at what Donald Trump wants to do concerning ISIS. In fact, Democrats, Republicans, Green Party, it's pretty much the same philosophy.
Mr. Trump, over the past 15 years, a lot of U.S. troops have bled and died, securing towns and provinces from Iraq to Afghanistan, only to have insurgent groups like ISIS spring back the moment we leave. Now, you've claimed to have a secret plan to defeat ISIS, but you're hardly the first politician to promise a quick victory and a speedy homecoming. So, assuming we do defeat ISIS, what next? What is your plan for the region to ensure that a group like them doesn't just come back?
Joe, I mean, part of the problem that we've had is we go in, we defeat somebody, and then we don't know what we're doing after that. I mean, we lose it. Like, as an example, you look at Iraq, what happened, how badly that was handled. And then when President Obama took over, likewise, it was a disaster. It was actually somewhat stable. I don't think could ever be very stable. It's a war we should have never gone into in the first place. But he came in, he said, when we go out, and he took everybody out. And really, ISIS was formed. This was a terrible decision, and frankly, we never even got a shot. And if you really look at the aftermath of Iraq, Iran is going to be taking over Iraq. They've been doing it, and it's not a pretty picture. And I think you know, and because you've been watching me, I think, for a long time, I've always said, shouldn't be there, but if we're going to get out, take the oil. If we would have taken the oil, you wouldn't have ISIS, because ISIS formed with the power and the wealth of that oil.
How are we going to take the oil? How are we going to do that?
Just, you would leave a certain group behind, and you would take various sections where they have the oil. They have, people don't know this about Iraq, but they have among the largest oil reserves in the world, in the entire world. And we're the only ones. We go in, we spend $3 trillion, we lose thousands and thousands of lives, and then, Matt, what happens is we get nothing. You know, it used to be to the victor belong the spoils. Now, there was no victor there, believe me, there was no victor. But I always said, take the oil.
Yeah, take the oil, like that's been working. We've been doing that since 1945, and all we've done is pissed a lot of people off over there. Look, if we can do business with Saudi Arabia, which is Sharia law, and ISIS wants to be a statehood, and they're a different version of Sharia law, slight modification. But if we can do business with Saudi Arabia, we can do business with ISIS. ISIS wants statehood. Basically, we have gone over to Iraq and made a mess of the situation. We have made a civil war over there. So if you take religion out of the equation, what is really happening is it's the poor fighting the rich oil government that doesn't want to share money. Saudi Arabia is peaceful because the monarch shares money. Kuwait is peaceful because they share money. So if we can do business with Saudi Arabia, we can make ISIS a statehood, split Iraq in half, end the civil war, and make them a statehood. Let them sell the oil on the open market, and the money will calm the region down. We have to stop bombing them. We have to stop droning them, because it only pisses them off. It only creates more terrorism. This would immediately end their participation in Syria, too. I mean, we can't have one more kid die and one more family displaced. It's absolutely absurd. And it's all over money. We can do business with ISIS, just like we do business with Saudi Arabia. There's not a lot of difference. The only difference is we're calling ISIS bad guys and we're bombing them, and they've reacted with terrorism. Well, if we stop bombing them and let them make money, their terrorism will disappear. It's a temporary solution anyway, because we're going to have to go over there and rebuild the Middle East to green technology, because oil is on its way out anyway. So we're going to have to rebuild it. We're going to have to put in a green grid that doesn't harm Earth. So it's temporary. It's a compassionate solution.